Madam Speaker, contributing to this motion after Senator Sifuna and speaking to the very successful, I must say, for this country, bid by the Right Honorable Raila Odinga to secure the leadership of the African Union Commission, coming face to face with Madam Speaker, issues that the Secretary General of my party, ODM, has correctly enunciated this afternoon, that due to geopolitical questions that abound in the Gaza, the views of various structures, Madam Speaker, the conflict between Israel, of course, and Palestine, and all those questions, Madam Speaker, but also the geopolitical questions that in some way found their place, Madam Speaker, onto the table, onto the voting table, touching, Madam Speaker, on the conflict in the DRC that has been properly dealt with by the Secretary General Sifuna, Madam Speaker, led to several implications, Madam Speaker. For the first time, Madam Speaker, many Kenyans were learning that under the rules of the African Union, not 2 rounds, not 3, not 4, but 7 rounds are possible in an election. And we saw, Madam Speaker, that out of the 7 rounds, the first 2 rounds were successfully won by Baba, and he stepped out of the 6th round, going into the 7th. Madam Speaker, these rounds of elections speak to a number of questions, Madam Speaker. It is the democratic intention of the rules of election of the African Union to afford countries an opportunity, and leaders an opportunity, and candidates an opportunity to integrate and reintegrate Africa even during elections. And it is for that reason that it was only in the 7th round that Yusuf of Djibouti garnered the required 33 votes that are required under the rules to win an election for the AUC chairmanship. Madam Speaker, I speak not as one of those senators who have spoken to the need for thinking beyond the election. But I speak, Madam Speaker, on this podium as a senator who is concerned about the unity of this country. And that beyond the election, Madam Speaker, a framework, though I am not a party leader of ODM, though I'm not the Secretary General of ODM, a framework, of course, will eventually be found for the political party to settle onto a position. And I am sure that my political party, the ODM, is a political party that is built on structures and not on quicksand. A political party that is built on philosophical foundations, firm, and that are not only concerned about regional, but also has international concerns, that it is not a local party, as Deputy Party Leader Osoti has put it correctly this afternoon. It is a party, Madam Speaker, that speaks to structures. It is a party that speaks to posterity. It is a party that considers not local, but regional, national, and other factors, Madam Speaker. And that is why Baba was presented for election to the AUC. I am sure, Madam Speaker, when Baba finally speaks, he will speak to ideals that unite this nation. Baba will speak to ideals that will temper some of those tempers out there. He will speak to ideals that will bring together the people of Nyeri, the people of Migori, the people of Kitale, and the people of Mandera. Baba will speak to ideals, Madam Speaker, that will ensure that this nation moving on is a nation that is united under His Excellency President William Ruto. It is to those ideals that we look forward. It is to those ideals that Senator Sifuna is speaking to this afternoon. It is to those ideals, Madam Speaker, that Senator Deputy Party Leader Osotsi has spoken to this afternoon. Madam Speaker, when Martin Luther King spoke of his dream of a nation where there would be equality amongst white children and black children, he meant it. It is that history that we are living today, that we also want to speak and see a nation, Madam Speaker, where all are treated equally, where all, Madam Speaker, are treated fairly. We want to see a nation, Madam Speaker, where all can be heard in support or in dissent, Madam Speaker, where all can live in peace and safety, Madam Speaker. I have a dream. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Professor. Senator Okoita Mutata.